Hey, what's going on, guys? Orange Herd back again, and today we're continuing the Sonic journey with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, one of my favorite childhood games as a kid. I absolutely love this game, and on Origins Plus, we've got so many new options that you can have. I just wish you could have Sonic and Knuckles instead of, just Sonic, Tails, Sonic and Knuckles. For this, we're going to keep it classic, I decided to just run it as Sonic and Tails. Get rid of that old save data. And let's start fresh. So, Emerald Hill. Very similar to Green Hill, but I believe this is on West Side Island, not South Island. And this is the new environment. Sonic's got a nice bright blue, even though I just got a shield there, so you can't see. And this is Tails. He couldn't fly you in the original Sonic 2, but since we're on New Gen, he's able to do that. Tails, I don't like Tails, at least for Sonic 2. I don't mind him in other games, and I really, really love Movie Tails, but Tails in the classic games is just so... I can't think of the word other than annoying, because there's numerous times throughout this playthrough where he's just fucked me. He's just fucked me. He's either gotten hit in a special stage, which we've just entered to cut myself off. Unlike in classic Sonic, Sonic 1, and Sonic CD, you don't need to get 50 rings and get to the end. To get a special stage, all you need to do is get 50 rings and hit a goalpost. When you go through those stars that you saw a moment ago, you'll be teleported to the special stage. This is that Sonic 2's take on a special stage. I much prefer this to Sonic 1's version, purely because you actually have a chance to get the emeralds as soon as possible, and you can enjoy this game's delightful mystery feature, which you get for getting all 7 Chaos Emeralds, not 6, which were in Sonic 1. But as I was complaining about Tails, he just fucks me over too many times in Sonic 2, and 3 and Knuckles, for that matter. So I don't like playing as him that much, but I decided to keep it, keep it classic. So the gimmick for the special stages are you go around and you collect rings. You're given a certain target, so as you saw a moment ago, I was given the target of the rings I needed. And you do this twice, well, technically 3 times. That's when you actually get the emerald, though. Both you and your partner, so Tails in this instance, has ring counts, which they get. You get enough, and you get a Chaos Emerald. The Chaos Emeralds look a little different this time. I think it's more so to represent, like, the top of the emerald. So if you're looking at it from, like, a bird's eye view kind of thing. A neat feature about Origins is the fact how you don't actually reset your rings. So you see there, I still got 60 rings. If we were playing on original system, they would have reset, and I would have to recollect all of the rings. Something I didn't actually notice when I was playing, so I was trying to get as many rings as I could, play it cautious. I'm going into the second special stage. So, considering there's 7 of these, I decided to obviously show you guys the first one, but going forward, I thought I'd speed it up. So now you gotta listen to this, like, seizure-inducing music. I just thought it would speed it up, considering they're pretty much exactly the same. There's no point in continuously talking about them. It's just different ring placement. Obviously, as you see me trying to avoid the bombs, because the bombs will get rid of your rings. I just wanted to make it a bit faster. My golden rule for this is try to make sure that you have enough rings and you're not relying on Tails. Nice shiny purple emerald. Purple emerald there. But yeah, don't rely on Tails, because when you jump, which is something you'll have to do in later special stages, you'll have to actually jump over the bombs, not just like move to the side or left or right. He jumps a little bit, he's got like a little delay on his jump. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that's fucked me. Now, it is possible... Oh, fuck, missed the platform. It is possible to actually go ahead and get Supersonic by the second act of Emerald Hill. I don't do that today. I think I get 6 out of the 7 in Emerald Hill. And then we get our final one in Chemical Plant. So as you can see there on screen, I'm having to jump. This is actually the special stage I had in mind when I was talking about the whole jumping mechanic, because you got things like those. The bombs turn around, like, move in a circle. And there are actually bombs where there are a circle. And Tails has a delay on his jump, and he will, 9 times out of 10, get hit. And it's so frustrating, because you'll get right to the end, and then it's like, oh, not enough rings. However, they have made it a hell of a lot easier, obviously because with the new graphics and what have you, and better polishing on some of them, you can actually see where the rings are coming from now. Original gen hardware, you really could not, even on like PC ports, because I got the Mega Collection and the Gems Collection. Even then, so hard to see where the rings are. It's so frustrating. But this is a very nice opening zone. It's very reminiscent of Green Hill, as I said. A lot of stages in a lot of Sonic games are reminiscent of Green Hill. Sometimes they just straight up copy Green Hill. I'm looking at like Sonic Forces and Sonic Frontiers, because I know there's like numerous stages of just Green Hill in that. But it's a nice change, you know. It hasn't got the same music or anything. Speaking of music, the Sonic 2 soundtrack is probably my favorite from the classic era. Well, at least the classic era that I have now, because obviously there's lawsuits involved with some music in my favorite classic Sonic game. But I'm getting ahead of myself now. Sonic 2 has a lot of sneaky little hidden paths, something which gets explored on even more in 3 and Knuckles. And you can either get rings, or you can find hidden checkpoint posts, which is where I'm going now. And then that way then you can get the Chaos Emeralds a bit quicker. I really do enjoy the startup theme to the special stage. It's so... It's like, yeah, okay, I got this. I'm gonna run a marathon. But Sega liked this half-pipe idea so much that they decided to use it for a lot of Sonic games. Sonic 4 Episode 2 has it. I believe Sonic Heroes has it. Well, a version of it, at least. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones off the top of my head that I can remember. I can't think of any other, but there probably are. Sega really do like this. See? Right there! Right there! Tails fucked me! But luckily I had enough. I made sure that I had enough. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right at the last second, he'll come in and be a twat. Now, just like every other Sonic video I've done so far, once we get all the emeralds, you'll notice the stages go by much, much quicker. So like, this video is about 18 minutes long, but we'll start hitting things that are like, you know, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, just because the stages are so short. Now, this is an advantage of having Tails on the new gen. He can fly you to the things you missed. As I said, you couldn't do that in the original, not until 3 and Knuckles, one of the best classic games of the Sonic genre. I'm just listening to the audio now. The sped up version of this sounds very chaotic. So high pitched. And obviously, as you've seen a couple of times now, when you get the ring amount and you hit the checkpoint, it's like, cool! Because it knows you're doing well. I think this emerald is probably my favorite to get, because I just love spinning around the whole half-pipe. It's so cool. Just makes me feel like I defy gravity. And that's Chaos Emerald number 5. I haven't really talked about the enemies in this zone. The piranhas, Jesus, the piranhas are back from Sonic 1 from Green Hill. Buzz Bombers have evolved. No crab meats yet. You'll see why I said that. I believe there's a special stage back there, but I go to check, but I give up because I can't be asked to try and platform it. There we go. I knew I gave up in the end. There's a checkpoint right here. Now, I wouldn't recommend going through this checkpoint if you're playing on the original version of this game, unless you're prepared to backtrack, and you'll see why once this special stage is done. Because Sonic 2 does things a little different in terms of the stage layout. I also really like that. See? Tails fucking me again. But yeah, they do something a little different in terms of stage layout, because you don't have 3 stages. You only have 2, with one exception. And I kind of like that idea. I kind of dig the idea going forward, and they carry it into 3 and Knuckles as well. But they haven't hit the point yet, whereas in 3 and Knuckles they had, where they had a mini-boss each turn. Well, you had a boss at the end of each act, but with Sonic 2, you get the boss at the end of Act 2. You don't have your own zone dedicated to the boss. And that's Chaos Emerald number 6. Just one more to go. And this is the new updated boss theme. And my god, does it jam. Holy shit. It's so infamous. I remember so many times as a kid playing this and just listening to this. Also, probably one of the very few people to actually get hit on this fight, which sucks. Get hit twice, actually. And that's Act 2. And now we're moving on to one of the most make-or-break stages for a Sonic game, because I gave up on my fair share when I was a kid. Chemical Plant. Now, as I've grown, this stage, a masterpiece. Visually, musically, a masterpiece. I adore this stage now in my later years, but as a kid, my god, I will tell you right now, I couldn't stand this goddamn thing, and I think we all know why. It's because of the water section. How the fuck did Tails get ahead of me? Listen, go ahead. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna mute out here. Go ahead and take a listen to that music. So catchy. Do, do, do. Oh god, I need to stop myself because we're hitting the era now where I cannot stop myself from just going all out. But as I said, once we get all those Chaos Emeralds, the stages start to go by pretty quick. As you can see, less than a minute on this stage. And just like that, we have gone ahead and finished Act 1. Do-do-do-do. Thankfully, Tails isn't that much of a twat to me early game. It's when we hit late game that he starts to irritate me a little bit. Free one up there, if we're playing on the original. Now, this is actually my second run of Act 2, because as I was just preaching about Tails not doing my head in that much, he fucked me right at the final boss. And I was like, you know what, I'm early enough in, I may as well just restart the stage. Basically, because Tails can do damage as well to the boss, as you saw in Act 1. He hit it, and I kind of went through it, and I died. And I was like, oh, Tails, just piss off. But I will give it credit where credit's due. Sonic 2, the movie, made me fall in love with Tails. I really like Tails in the Sonic movie. And now we're moving on to the final special stage. I will give forewarning for now. Epilepsy could happen in this in the section coming up. because when you get the Chaos Emerald, where the emeralds are is in the sky, as you can see on the thing, they start flashing, and I'm just giving it a warning now, just in case anyone might suffer from epilepsy. I don't want any issues or any problems, so you have been warned. I will take responsibility for that damage. I jumped, Tails followed, so I will take responsibility. However, the other times, no excuse. And with that, we have now reached the end. And with that, we have got all of the Chaos Emeralds. What secret have we obtained now? Now that all 7 mystical gems are combined once more, we can change into Super Sonic, one of the coolest things to come out of this franchise. I love Super Sonic, and I'm just forewarning you now. Oh, shit. I take full liberties of having him. I've earned that title to have Super Sonic, so I use him when I can. I do use him a lot in the bosses, however, even though I use him in the bosses, I try to at least demonstrate how the bosses were meant to be fought properly. I don't use him here, though. You'll have to wait until part 2 for that. And this is the infamous water section, which caused so many people to rage quit as a kid. Basically, you just gotta take it slow and steady. When you're in the water, Sonic has a little bit more mobility, like he's a bit more floaty, so you get a little bit more liberty in your movement. But I would still be careful, just to be safe. A little cut here, purely because, as I was preaching about 5 minutes ago, I didn't want to end up, you know, redoing it. I was early enough in the stage before I redid it, but I'm right at the end here. I didn't want to redo it. And that was the bit I was talking about where Tails fucked me. As you can see here, Tails is hitting him. Also, that was pure luck. That was luck. I got hit, and I would have died there. But as you saw, Tails fell through, and he died. I did the Uno reverse to him, what he did to me. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for part 1 of Sonic 2. I'm so happy to be continuing this series. I will see you all in part 2.